Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kelly's Bead Boutique. So when I was on my recent buying trip to Tucson, I wandered by the Tierra Cast make and take table and I thought, I wonder what they're making. So instead of just rushing by like I always do, I thought I'm going to sit down and partake in it. So Tracy had come up with this really cute pair of earrings and I made them and then I popped them on Facebook and I couldn't believe how many people loved them. They're super simple, but I thought, well, you know what? I'm pretty sure Tracy won't mind if I sort of copy them. So I have changed the top a little bit, but that's what I'm making today is a really cute pair of earrings that I think you guys are going to love. If you want to see what I'm making, come and join me. All right, so to make these beaded earrings, we're going to be using these components from Tierra Cast. They're meant to fit on the end of seed beaded bracelets, things like that, but we're going to use them in a pair of earrings. I have some 8/0 Miyuki seed beads, some ear wires, some little tube crimps. I've got some hex nuts and a couple pieces of our dagger. These are really pretty. It's hard to see on the camera, I think, but they're a beautiful sort of opaly blue with a bit of a bronze cast. And I'm also going to be using some medium soft flex. And for tools, I'm just going to be using a pair of sharp cutters and a pair of chain nose pliers. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut myself a piece of soft flex. Now you can probably use a whole lot less than I use. You know, some people have called me out for being wasteful, but I just find it a whole lot easier to use bigger pieces than little tiny pieces. I have big hands and I just find it a little bit easier to use a bigger piece. So it's your piece, you can do whatever you like. So I am going to pop one of the little daggers on the, and I'm just going to sort of run it in the middle. It doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to create my pattern. And my pattern is 2 of the 8/0 seed beads and 1 of the hex nuts, and then another 2 of the seed beads and a hex nut, and then 2 more seed beads. So these are super simple basic earrings, but they turn out really cute. Now I'm going to take my earring, and you can decide which side you want it on. Really, these are reversible. See how there's 2 different sides on these? So you can really kind of do whatever you like. So I'm going to run that soft flex through one side of it, and now I'm going to put on a seed bead, and I'm also going to put on a little crimp tube, and then another seed bead. All right, so now I'm going to pull this back, and you have to be careful that you don't pull it back so far that these beads pop out, but I'm just going to run it through the end there, so you sort of have to pull back on it. Now I'm going to repeat the pattern on the other side. So 2 seed beads and a hex nut, 2 seed beads and a hex nut, and 2 seed beads. Okay, so now I've got my pattern on there. So I'm going to take my right hand piece and I'm going to come through the end here. So I've got my soft flex coming out one side, but now I'm going to double back and go through it. So you're going through twice. And sometimes it can be a little finicky to get that through. If your soft flex has a bit of a blunt end on it, you might want to try cutting it on a bit of an angle. So basically what we're doing is like that. So it doesn't have to be centered or anything, but what I'm going to do is pull that through. And so now we've created a little loop. So I want to pull it nice and snug. And then I want to come in with my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to carefully come in and I'm going to crimp this down. Now normally I don't like to crimp like this. I always like to use a pair of crimp pliers, but you don't really need to on here because there's no weight on this. So we're just going to find the center of that and smush it down. And you want to be careful that you don't get too close to your beads because you don't want to crack your beads. And now we've got to take our cutters. Now you've got to have a good pair of cutters, something that are nice and sharp, otherwise you're going to end up with little chunks sticking out there. So I want to get in there. These are not very good, but they're about the best I've got. So I'm just going to snip that off. And I'm just going to come up here and there, get that one. Whoop, that one flew away. All right, so now you can see that I've got a little piece sticking out there and I don't really like that. So I'm going to isolate that. See if you can see that. I'm going to isolate that and come in with my cutters and give that another good trim. There we go, that's better. I just don't want any little ends showing. So now the last part of it is I'm just going to take my ear wire and I'm going to run it through there and close that up. So I'm just going to make the other one off camera and then I'll be right back. So there you go. There's our cute little earrings. Those ones are super simple to whip up. They're adorable on, and these color combinations look really great. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really quick and easy, which is sometimes the best way to make jewelry. I want to thank Tracy from TiaraCast for coming up with this cute little tutorial. I think it was really fun to put together. So if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I love to hear from everybody. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay safe out there. I hope everybody's staying home, and we will see you on the next one.